Tonight, report on a stillborn fetus found outside a Lakeview home, and a man heads to prison for stealing a car and fleeing police twice. What's happening in sports, Bob?
The Basin High School winter sports season finally came to an end with a couple of local teams returning from the postseason.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A stillborn fetus was found outside of a home in Lakeview. A resident reportedly contacted the Grant County Sheriff's Office, who said a woman had given birth at a home in the Lakeview area on Saturday. Deputies responded to the home and found the fetus had been placed in a container outside the home. According to the Sheriff's Office on Monday, the woman reportedly confirmed she had given birth and was scared about what to do with the fetus. The Grant County Coroner's Office conducted an autopsy on Monday and determined the baby was stillborn. No criminal charges are expected against the woman. The Moses Lake School Board continues to discuss overcrowding and what new facilities the district will need over the next several years. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
The Moses Lake School Board met with district officials for a 4-hour study session on Monday, where the primary topic of conversation was what new facilities the district needs to resolve the issue of overcrowding. Board President Kevin Donovan welcomed all input from his fellow board members while saying the district is to the point where the current student population increases are making constructing new elementary schools necessary every 5 to 7 years. Board member Eric Stones presented a proposal calling for a new 1,600 student junior high school for grades 8 through 9 rather than a new high school, and reorganize the other middle schools to accommodate the expanding student numbers. Superintendent Michelle Price pointed out that not only have the number of students in Moses Lake continued to rise, but the overall population has exceeded projections the district received 10 years ago.
By the most recent data from the county, we're already sitting at just over 50,000. That is our service area. So we're just above the high growth that was projected in the LSW forecast in 2005.
Board members anticipate asking voters for a new school bond in February of next year. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Royal City School District students and parents have an opportunity to meet the final 2 candidates for superintendent on Wednesday and Thursday. The community is invited to meet Andrew Perkins on Wednesday and Roger Trail on Thursday. Both forums are scheduled for 7 p.m. at Royal Intermediate School, located at 6261 Road 12 Southwest. The field of candidates to succeed Rosemary's search as superintendent was reduced from 5 to 2 after the first round of interviews last week. Perkins and Trail are spending 1 day this week meeting with staff and students across the district. They'll also have another interview with the school board members and take part in the forums. Any community members attending the forums are encouraged to submit a form to the board after meeting the candidates. The school board will take the results from the forums into consideration when making their final decision. Drivers should expect traffic delays at the Five Corners intersection in Moses Lake on Wednesday as contractors install a new traffic signal controller. The traffic signals at the intersection, which includes East 5th Avenue, East Wheeler Road, and South Pioneer Way, will not be operating between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. The city is replacing the existing traffic controller because it has caused the traffic signals to occasionally stop working. Traffic will be diverted by flaggers while work is being completed. For more information, contact Moses Lake Public Works at 509-764-3949. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
Here comes Obamacare, the biggest change in the tax code in 20 years. I'm ABC's Richard Davies with today's tax tip. This year's tax season marks the first time you'll be asked for information regarding your health insurance. Eric Smith of the IRS says for most people, this will be a non-issue.
For more than 3 out of 4 taxpayers, the change will involve just simply checking a box on your return.
That box indicates that you had health coverage, and most likely through your employer. Others who bought government-backed health care and received a tax credit to help them pay for it will have to account for whether they calculated correctly. Kathy Pickering of H&R Block says there'll either be a payment or a refund.
When they come in to file their taxes, now they're reconciling how they estimated their income to what their actual income is.
The IRS says if you're low income and not required to file a tax return, you don't have to buy health coverage. But for those who could afford it and chose not to, they'll get a fine. With today's tax tip, Richard Davies, ABC News.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ana Cristina Sanchez with your local weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. We will have a weak disturbance moving in tonight, bringing some showers for the coastal region, some snowfall for the Cascades, but within the next couple of days, we will have multiple systems heading our way, bringing moderate to heavy rainfall for Wednesday through Thursday afternoon, significant runoff in creeks and streams, and possible mudslides, especially for the Cascades and the northern mountains. This morning, low temperatures for us right around the average low. 28 as the low temperature this morning for us here in Ephrata. High temperatures right around the average in the low 50s. Record high temperature was set back in 05. The record high was 68. And also for you in Moses Lake, this morning your low temperature right at that average low, 30 degrees, and today's high temperatures in the low 50s. Currently we have those temperatures right outside your door in the upper 40s with partly cloudy skies. Those clouds rolling into the area, winds moving in from the south-southwest up to 10 miles per hour. For this evening, some snow showers for the Cascades and also some showers for the coastal area. But as we head into this Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, here you can see the next system moving in from the southwest for Long Beach, bringing rainfall in place, moderate rainfall, and also for the Yakima Valley. Now, snow will continue to build up for the Cascades for this Wednesday night. Moderate snowfall in the northern mountains, and for us beginning tomorrow afternoon through the evening, we will see rain in place, and also for the eastern northeastern portions of our state. Now, we will have more systems rolling into the area, bringing more rainfall for Long Beach, for Seattle, and also for us as we continue through the remainder of this work week. We are under a flood watch, especially just to our north, right along the east slopes, northern Cascades, northeast mountains, the Okanogo Highlands, and Okanogo Valley. This will continue through Thursday afternoon as we will still once again have more systems moving into our immediate region. Of course, some flood safety tips. Move to higher ground. Do not attempt to drive through a flooded road. 1 foot of water can actually make the vehicles float. 2 feet of rushing water can carry most vehicles, including SUVs and trucks. And of course, if you see a barricade, do not attempt to drive around it. Temperatures for this Wednesday afternoon right around 52 for Seattle, Long Beach 53, breezy conditions with showers in place, and the lower 50s for the northwest, Yakima Valley, upper 40s, and for us in the afternoon through the remainder of the evening, we will have showers in place. Those temperatures right around the low 50s as the high 50 for you in Quincy, and then we'll have a brief break from the rain on Thursday. Saturday, don't forget to move your clock ahead 1 hour before you go to bed. Temperatures in the mid-50s by then.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
Elmira Cooley Heartline boys and girls wrapped up their seasons with a successful trip to the 1B Hardwood Classic at the Spokane Arena. Elmira Cooley Heartline boys dropped a lopsided 73-48 contest to Nia Bay to finish runner-up at the 1B Hardwood Classic State Championships. The Red Devils were the big underdog going up against an undefeated Warrior team, but the squad from the tiny community on the Macaw Reservation in Clallam County wasn't rattled, took control of the contest early, and never looked back. The Warriors opened tournament play with a 50-44 win over Seattle Lutheran, and then got past a stubborn Yakima Nation team 46-41 to advance to the championship game. ACH had one more hurdle to cross to close out the season with an unblemished record and claim its first state title since 2012, but Nia Bay knocked off the #1 ranked and previously unbeaten Warriors to take home the Red Devils' initial 1B championship trophy. The Lady Warriors rolled past Tahola 69-38 to place 4th at state. Brenna Oliver paced ACH with a 17.6 rebound effort. Gabby Isaac and Berlin Hunt hit for 13 points each. Tiffany Botane added 9. Emma Dingman finished with 7. ACH was in control from the tip and took a 44-19 lead into the locker room at the break. The Warriors posted 24 second-half points on the board to run away with it. ACH went 2-1 in tournament play at the Spokane Arena. The Warriors dropped an opening round 68-46 contest to eventual 8-time champion Colton, and then staved off elimination with a lopsided 64-43 win over Tulalip Heritage. The Seahawks announced that season ticket prices for the 2016 season will increase by a blended average rate of 4%, and that variable pricing will also continue. The team also announced fans will have 2 separate chances to buy single game tickets. The first opportunity will come following the announcement of the NFL schedule, when 2,400 single game tickets will be sold on Ticketmaster.com. The Hawks also plan to make 3,400 single game tickets available on July 25th for just $66, which the team says is the lowest ticket price in the NFL. Those tickets will be available at the CenturyLink Field box office. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about an upcoming fundraiser for the Moses Lake Public Library and how the funds will be used to update outdated equipment. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
Staff and friends of the Moses Lake Public Library are hoping to get some public support for their plans for modernizing the 52-year-old building. The library's foundation is putting on a fundraiser on Saturday to help purchase new mobile shelves for the children's section. Bagels for Books takes place on Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at Frontier Middle School and includes breakfast and performances by the Voices of a New Day choir, and local authors will also be in attendance. Purchasing the new shelves would allow staff to configure portions of the library into more open meeting or community use spaces inside the 9,000 square foot building. Moses Lake Public Library Foundation President Tim Furman talked about the needs to update the library and make it a better resource for the community.
Right, designed in 1965, and so it was, designed for 1965 when we didn't have computers and we didn't have all the stuff that we have now. So, yeah, trying to retro the building in. I mean, it's a great building. Everybody loves it. Everybody was worried that we would replace it with a building, and everybody's like, no, this is our library, and they all like the location. It's a nice facility. It just needs updated to modern uses so they can plug in power and network and have wireless all throughout the building. But, books are still a huge part of what they do. And the bookshelves are just worn out, and the hope is as we replace the shelves, that gives us the additional ability to move things around and have space that we didn't have before because the books were in the way.
When the library was opened, Moses Lake's population was about 5 times smaller than it is now, yet the building has stayed roughly the same. Furman hopes residents see the value in investing in the library over the next few years.
Yeah, flexibility really wasn't the focus back then, and these days everything is about flexibility. If you look at most modern libraries, you have way fewer permanent walls anywhere. You have temporary walls, and you can adjust the size of rooms and the size of meeting spaces. But the idea of, this shelving is here permanently, we're never going to move it, just isn't part of how they operate these days. And these shelves are okay, but they weren't designed to ever be moved. They were designed to be used in one space. You move them up and down a little bit, but that's all they were ever supposed to do. And frankly, they weren't library shelving in the first place. They don't meet modern requirements for seismic requirements and things like that we have now. People still use it, and in fact, the usage over the years has gone up instead of down. It's just, especially as the economy goes bad, people come to the library looking for, how do we get a hold of a job? They come in and use the computers to do resumes and cover letters and all that kind of stuff, but they're also doing research. Now, the school libraries, more and more are requiring homework and stuff, and the only way to do that is outside the school library, and this is the library they use. Yeah, one of the things we looked at is, the existing space is about 9,000 square feet, which, back then is a good-sized library, but yeah, we're talking about, adding another 20,000 square feet, kind of heading out into the park area. Which is, it's kind of an underutilized park, but it's a great space, and it keeps the library where it was before, keeps it, and the idea is to maintain the look of the building. It's a pretty unique building. You don't have a lot of hyperbolic paraboloid roofs around. So, this is the people's library. They love where it's at. They love what's here. They just want more of it.
Tickets for the Bagels for Books fundraiser are $10 each and can be purchased on the foundation's website at mlplf.org. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Welcome back. Tickets are available for Samaritan Healthcare Foundation's annual dinner and fundraiser on Saturday. The 8th annual dinner begins at 6 p.m. with a tasting hour, followed by dinner and live entertainment from master yodeler Carrie Christensen. The event is held at the Big Bend Community College A-Tech building. The theme of this year's dinner is An Evening in Bavaria and features a 3-course Bavarian dinner with wines from Jones of Washington and beer from St. Bridget's Brewery. Proceeds from the event go toward purchasing a new ultrasound unit for Samaritan Hospital. For more information or to purchase tickets, people can call the Samaritan Healthcare Foundation office at 509-793-9647. A limited number of tickets are available. A man was sentenced to prison for driving 2 stolen Chevrolet Corvettes and fleeing police twice. Gary Hutt, a 42-year-old Moses Lake man, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to residential burglary, possession of a stolen vehicle, 2 counts of attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle, possession of methamphetamine, malicious mischief, and theft of a motor vehicle. Hutt's criminal history starts in 1998 and includes more than 20 previous felony convictions. Judge David Estudio sentenced Hutt to 3 years and 9 months in prison. Hutt was sentenced in 2 Superior Court cases stemming 2 stolen Chevrolet Corvettes. The first occurred in early June of 2014. He broke into a storage unit and stole a 1963 Corvette and led police on a chase until he crashed the car into a lake. A month later, Hutt broke into a home and took cash, identification for the victim, a camera, along with the keys to the 2003 Chevrolet in the victim's backyard. Deputies chased him until he crashed the car on Moon Drive. Grant County is spending about $8,000 to fix smoke detectors in the county's work release center. The detectors were installed before the building opened in 1999. Central Services Director Tom Gaines said the sheriff's office was experiencing multiple false alarms because the detectors weren't working correctly. The county hired Simplex Grinnell to inspect the fire alarms. Gaines said the company was the only one able to test all the systems in the county. The company discovered the smoke detectors in the work release center needed to be replaced. The work includes changing 27 smoke detectors in the building and 3 detectors in the air ducts. In Northwest News, a kindergarten teacher in Washington has been fired for allegedly drinking on the job. As KCPQ's Tina Patel reports, the incident made some parents really angry.
What example is that setting for our children?
Parents of students at Larchmont Elementary School in Tacoma are outraged after they found out the district fired kindergarten teacher Clara Bowman, seen in this photo from her class website, for being intoxicated in her classroom. Tacoma School District officials tell us one of Bowman's kindergarten students went to the main office to report the incident on February 19th. The assistant principal went to the class. Bowman was taken out. We're told she walked into a wall and had alcohol in a beverage container in the classroom. Bowman was then escorted off campus. Angela Hadway says her daughter was in Bowman's class several years ago.
It makes me angry and scared. It makes me scared knowing that my child can leave one day and they won't even notice.
District officials say Bowman has worked for the Tacoma district since 2008 and had a prior alcohol offense in February 2011 while she was a teacher at Grant Elementary School. They tell me she signed a last chance agreement after that incident. Last Wednesday, the principal sent a letter home to parents of Bowman students. It read in part, "As most of you know, Miss Bowman has been away from the classroom for the past week. This letter is to let you know that Miss Bowman will be out for the remainder of the school year." The letter did not explain why Bowman was no longer teaching.
I think when it comes to this, they should have explained. I mean, that's a huge liability. You would expect any other profession to explain, hey, you know, we had this incident happen.
Parent Jenny Brown says she also thinks the letter should have gone out to all parents.
She could be out there supervising recess. She could be anything. And just to only allow the parents of the kindergartner to know.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.